Right, so hi everyone, this is the Pisces full moon lunar eclipse reveals. So pick A, B or C, A, B or C. And yeah, a lot of you, well not all of you, well I don't know, whoever, like, because not many people comment on these things, but some of you basically might have already picked it on the post, but I decided I wanted to do the reveals for a video, so I'll post the link in the comments. And I'm just, you might hear the surprise in my voice. I didn't know whether my voice was still going to be like this or not, and obviously it is. It's pretty. I'll talk about it in the other videos, but yeah, very interesting. I'm just gonna have to go with it. Right, so that's enough time. I'm gonna pause this and I'm gonna read A. Right, so what I'm going to say before I get into this, and yeah, I know, is this wowed me when I done this because I just off the cuff felt guided to do a pick a card very quickly. And it's because, because my energy was lower, I thought, right, I'll just do a quick pick a card. I think I've done a couple actually. I've done a couple for the membership and I've done one for here. And so, but the thing that wowed me about the one that I've done for public, and it was just interesting that it was, the one that's for public too, is there's literally, and again, so spoiler alert if you've not picked your pile, but I mean you should have by now anyway. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. There's only 3 cards in this particular deck that are about like anything remotely Twinflame. Like basically what I would say love cards, because they're more about awakening and ascension and stuff. So would you believe that, me just being guided to do this off the cuff, because it's not, all it is I'm just very good at recognising the cues to go and do something for all of us, basically. It's the way that I see it, like I really am a master of the clairs and I'm named well. I've mastered the clairs, rather, you know what I mean? So that's why I can teach other people how to be like this too. But basically, yeah, it's all 3 of those cards. So that wowed me the other day when I done it quickly, and it's still wowing me now. So, but what that says to me is, and I feel that's why they wanted me to make this a video, because we don't have that many people subscribed, so the chances of many people seeing it are, and even when people are subscribed, you just don't know who's going to see it. But it's an important message, because so basically when it's a video, and if I keep this short, there's more chance of more people seeing it basically than if I write it. Although I love my written, I love doing it. I find it therapeutic, and I know there's people that have followed me for the best part of 10 years really like it as well, because that's really how people got to know my work. But basically, there's something massive going on in the collective for that to be the main 3 cards when I off the cuff get guided to do a pick a pile specifically for this full moon in Pisces, which is, I would say Pisces to me is soulmates, and then so I would definitely extend that to twin flames. It's true love, it's romance, it's unconditional love, it's dreamy, and because so much of the true twin flame journey is a bit of a dream, like you're like, is this even real? Um, it's very relevant. So anyway, we'll get reading this. So, and again, I will more than likely add in bits of, whatever else is coming in, but I'll I'll read the book here, because like I said, if you've not heard me saying this the other days, my throat isn't at all sore, and I didn't speak at all yesterday, which I thought would have I don't know, I thought my voice would have been back to normal by now, but no, it's not. It's the same. And I've also got other bits and bobs that are happening that are very, well, it's just creepily, it's very in line with what happens to me in a Pisces moon as a collective channel. Yeah, but anyway, I'll talk about that in another video. But I feel that's going to be relevant to whoever's picked this. You might be going through the same, and if it's not you, it's your twin, regardless your gender. So, the ocean of love is unpredictable. Forgive yourself in every moment and open your heart to receive the gift of love. Remember, Pisces is about forgiveness. Lovers are charming, charismatic, friendly, and fun. They have an enthusiastic appetite for life and are passionate with their emotions and feelings. The lover archetype has a youthful heart, innocent, romantic, and sometimes naive, mostly fulfilled by building relationships, whether romantic or platonic. Lovers desire to feel the union of another and put attention into gaining reciprocal love and achieving the connection and intimacy they so deeply desire. I'm going to add to this because I'm laughing because I actually watched. Now I couldn't watch the first after film because they've taken it off here, I think, which is a bit annoying. If anyone else has found it, let me know. But when I'm trying to find the one I watched before it, I don't think it's there. So, but if you've got Netflix, it should be on there. But I've not got Netflix. I've got Prime. And anyway, all the other ones are on Prime. So it was annoying me to not watch the first one, but I've seen it like at least 3 times, so it might even be 4. So it's not as if I don't know it. So anyway, I bunged on. I watched the second and the third, so and that successfully got me in my feels. And again, that's what Pisces Moon is about, and the Pisces full moon is going to make that even more so. So I'm going to watch the last 2 tonight, and yeah, I'll be bawling my eyes out because I always am. But it's very in line with energies. So again, I'm sharing that because maybe some of you need to do that. But yeah, again, I know you hear it all the time if you're around all the time. But if you're new, if you've not seen the after films, that's absolutely about 2 people that are deeply desiring the same kind of intimacy, very Plutonian intimacy that not too many people do actually desire. You know what I mean? Or if they do, they don't do anything about it. And it's just a very interesting, beautiful journey that they go on to heal from the codependent addiction that they have on each other, and to heal the jealousy that they have about each other as well, because they're both crazy about each other, but it's like they're both scared somebody's about to take the other one away. So again, that is very like the twin flame journey, but like I always say about after, the thing that might be different is like it more than likely has literally happened, whereas an after it's not quite the same. But right, so when you're in the shadow side of the lovers, you might find yourself jumping through hoops to attempt to please, rescue, or be rescued, creating an epidemic of painful experiences that set the stage for deep inner healing. Right, so I just started channeling all that, look out the window, and I hadn't even read what I was about to say next. So that is relevant, that perhaps people that have chose this. And again, can I just stress, this isn't going to resonate with everyone. So if you've not actually ever connected with your twin physically, this might not make any sense to you. So you're just going to have to take it on the chin. It's not for you kind of thing. But it will make sense to some people, I think. Sparking more conscious and aware relationships. When a lover steps out of the shadows, they become aware and committed to love. Deeply immersed and connected to the world, they taste life with all their senses, igniting passion. From the shadows of separation, the lover in their highest expression and the fullness of their hearts embrace the beloved within themselves and become more of the love they seek. So again, that's so perfect that they got me to talk about after. And they didn't need to make me watch it last night. I would have been able to talk about it anyway, but that is just because of that. Like, it's only when both people go into separation to heal the panicky sort of energies within themselves, that they can then reunite in a more harmonious way, because there was never any problem with them two in that film about the that kind of intimacy, like. But oh no, that is very shadowy. Now I know why they're getting me to say that. What always pains me is because I've just watched I was about to say the episodes, but it kind of is like that. The films where it's like there's 2 instances and where they've just slept with each other, but then it's like he asks like, have you ever thought about that person in that way? And then she's like, well, in my opinion, stupidly honest, but that's no other way. You know what I mean? If you see the film, you'll get what I mean. Like, because she would have been innocently meaning that it was like a fleeting thought, but it's like, you don't say that to that guy in that film. And anyway, it's like it's a bit horrible. Like, you'll just need to see it's like they just slept with each other in quite a very intimate, vulnerable way, because they were like, it was outside in a jacuzzi, and it's like he storms off in a mood, and I'm just like, that is so like toxic. Like, that's just, I would say that's particularly very vulnerable and a toxic thing to do to a woman. You just have to see what I mean. So again, I know this isn't painting this as being like a very beautiful twin flame set of films, but it isn't for a lot of it. You know, it kind of swaps in and out of being. That's why I call it hauntingly beautiful. But I get it. What can I say? I'm a Plutonian soul. Um, don't stay in something like that and think it's going to change. You know, if you're in something like that, you're going to have to accept you need to spend time apart to heal if you've got even a chance at being back together in a healthy way. But so again, like I said, this won't speak to everyone, but um, yeah. And then there's another bit that's really sad where like he's running away, like trying to abandon her, and she's trying to keep him connected. So like she sleeps with him, and again, that's outside too. That's in a car, so there might be something here about like I don't know. I might be coming into some of this. Just disregard that, but if not, but you know, it's like kind of vulnerable, risky places, and that's hauntingly beautiful because it's like it's a beautiful moment where they connect, but it's not going to be a nut like sex isn't going to keep a connection going if that's what it's running on, and definitely at certain parts that's what it's running on. Although there is a lot of love there, you know, it's going to be doomed to fail. It all comes all right in the end, guys, so watch it yourself. We ultimately form relationships to heal our feelings of separation. Our hands of love reach into the core of our separation to heal the pain. We look for unity within relationships to feel whole within ourselves. Perhaps someone special has triggered feelings you thought were long buried. So that's really what this is going to be about, actually. Because, oh, and also I was kind of saying that around 11:44, because the 12th house is Pisces energy, and that is where deep subconscious fears and desires are buried. And that is very in line with what happens to the masculine in particular. Um, and also, fun fact, I've actually, because I've worked with like thousands of twin flames, astrologically, I've noticed a lot of masculine, regardless of gender, either having an actual Pisces moon or like a Venus in the 12th house, or sometimes both, or just something along the lines of like, you know, a forbidden love kind of vibe. Um, that's just what I've noticed from my research and working with people. But you know, if you or your twin don't have that, it doesn't mean you're not twin flames. It's just I have noticed it along with like oppositions in your chart, um, because it's about that yin and yang. It's about learning to compromise and meet in the middle. Um, Again, not only is that like after, that's actually very like 50 Shades of Grey as well. Like, you know, it's like the whole theme throughout those films is like she's basically like reparenting him a lot, like to compromise, you know. Like where everything has to be such a battle and a fight and defensive, it's like that's how I see both those films. Right, so and then it's like, you know, both those guys are teaching the girl to let it go a little bit and have more fun, and you've got to meet in the middle. And I don't know about you, but I see that running throughout all twin flame connections. So it's usually someone's being too serious and someone's being too overly playful, and you've got to kind of meet in the middle, because being either way isn't good. You've got to find the middle. So right, where did we get to? Yeah, the overflowing of the heart is an open invite for romance and affection. The energy of the lovers can manifest as self-love when we desire to honour and deepen the relationship within ourselves, which in after that is what Hardin is guided to do. Like it's just gotten so toxic between them and it's dragging them both under that he takes himself away to heal in another country. So it's, you know, not everyone's situation is that dramatic, but it's symbolic of the masculine going into hermit mode to heal codependency, addictions of any kind, because not only are they addicted to each other in those films, he's also addicted to alcohol. So when we desire to honour and I just read that bit. Oh no. Then when we desire to honour and deepen the relationship within ourselves, or it can invite reconciliation, reunion, or the deepening of an existing connection. So in the sense of twin flames, this would be coming about after both people have done that, basically. The cocktail of love can be a potent mix with a hangover that can last a lifetime. whether you're drunk on love or feeling the pain of the hangover. And see, even the fact that I've just spoke about alcoholics, or basically having an addiction to alcohol, or an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, because that can also just be if you're like waiting for the weekend to like escape. That's not an alcoholic, but it's an unhealthy relationship with alcohol, which I've definitely been there when I was younger. And like I said, even whenever I have a temptation to drink, and not whenever, because sometimes I've done it and it's just like literally like I've just had like a prosecco or something, I'm absolutely fine. But other times when I have, if it's been more of a night out, it's just not worth it. So there's something about drink here with this talking about the pain of the hangover. This card, be careful because, well, again, it's midweek, but that won't matter for some. But actually, maybe that's significant because it looks like today's like the last days of summer, so that's going to have some kind of poignant meaning too. It looks very hot outside, but I'm just not in a mood to be outside today at all. But it does look like that, so like it looks very warm. I think it's about 21 degrees here or something, and then we're going to be going back to like 14 degrees and stuff. And you never know though, there might be still a bit of an Indian summer, I think they call it, but left yet. I think maybe the weekends might be warm too, but whatever. That could be symbolic of a hot and cold connection, you see. Something that's going hot and cold. So that could be talking about twin flames, or that could be even talking about karmic relationships that are breaking down, running its course, and it's about to go completely cold and cut off, and that's the end. But yeah, basically where I was going with that is this full moon is in Pisces, which is about addictions, of any kind. So often people with strong Pisces can have problems of any kind of addiction, basically. And then with Neptune being in Pisces as well, and Saturn being in Pisces, that's maybe why all that chat was coming in about needing to find the balance. It's like, because Saturn's strict, but Saturn in Pisces is an interesting one, and it's like, there's just a lot of escapism energy there with this full moon. So, maybe do what I'm doing and escape into a film, like, where there's less damage likely to be caused to yourself and others, opposed to overdoing it with drink and drugs and whatever else on this full moon could have disastrous results. But trust me, some people will do it because it's a hot day and, wherever, might be where you are too. This card is a reminder that you entered into love to heal your separation. The unloved parts of yourself are still running the show. Forgive them. Love them and calm your fears, for love does not drown you. It's the killer wave of emotion that can paralyse you from ever opening your heart. And that's what I'm saying. It is sad that some people will just run away from love for the rest of their lives. And like, these are the people that would just stay in a like loveless, like shallow connection, or jump from that to the next one, maybe staying in them for a few years at a time and then moving on, or people that just never settle down. And it's because they're afraid of what happens when they meet all of them. See, I was trying to keep it brief, but I can't, because these are the bits that want to come in, and it is because of what I said. Like, Pisces moon, the shadow side of it is victim mode and helplessness and hopeless, and it is a bit kind of like, there's a bit of a miserable energy to it. And because of where I know where that is in my chart, that's usually when, more so than not, I don't actually choose to do any type of videos. I'm being serious. I usually film them in advance. So the reason that, and I did film the other ones in advance, but I feel they want me to pour a bit of this into it, that it's like, that could be the vibe for some people. You don't need to, you could go to the magic and the mystical and the psychic energy, but a lot of people could be in this vibe. When you're in love, every part of you seeks wholeness, yet we often enter in relationships, into the relationship in bits. When you honour your own healing from separation to wholeness, light and shadow, your relationships change and the pieces fit together, for you have mastered the waters of emotional love to a place of sacred love. That's so beautiful. And what that's really about, and we're speaking about twin flames and not karmic partners, is you can see why many twin flames can make the mistake of thinking a twin flame is a karmic partner, because when really all it is that one or both people are running away from doing that deeper healing. And when you both stop and you do the deeper healing and you look at the parts you're scared of, you can actually come back together so much stronger in a beautiful way. And that is what happens in after, and I would say 50 Shades of Grey too, actually, because in that, you remember, we don't see too much of it, but clearly it's meant to be that after the first film, he's sat with himself and thought, well, look, I'm into all this other stuff, but actually, like, well, he said something really hot, doesn't he? It's like he said something like, she's like, I can't give you what you need, and he's like, I need you more, and that's kind of the vibe here. It's like, but it's just I'm just acknowledging it's very Scorpio kind of Plutonian, like that's not everyone's cup of tea, but like 91's passionate. Yeah, that fell off when I said that. Very intense passion. 21 minutes. 21 is the world coming full circle. So there's karmic lessons completing, basically. In a world that seems to be falling apart, we are in fact falling awake. That's the quote that's on the next page, right? So that was really deep. I hope that made sense to you. And also the fact that it got to 21 minutes as I'm going on to be, it really does mean that someone in this connection, or at least, some people that are watching this, you're going to resonate with bits and bobs of that about a toxic karmic cycle coming to an end with you and your twin and whatever karmic people are involved, and a more healthy, healed union, sacred union coming into play. Love it. Beautiful. Right, I'm going to do B. Right, so if you chose B and you didn't hear what I said in A, just briefly, there's only 3 cards that are about love in this deck, and particularly, like twin flames and soulmate kind of it, like deeper than just any kind of love connection. And all 3 of them came out for all 3 piles, so it might be wise to watch all 3, but you decide. Soul love. The soul is boundless in how it unites with love. Cosmic encounters, soul connections, or a higher calling may be stirring. And this card in particular really is about it is very like twin flames, is what I would say, because although this card is very beautiful and it's like sacred unions, and that's absolutely about like Plutonian love, is what I've just channeled in pile A. That's quite funny that it's got an A in the corner too. This one is like, and also you could have a connection to the wolf. Those of you that follow me all the time will know that the wolf is my main power animal along with the tiger, and then I'm connected to loads of other ones, but and also actually I can think of someone in particular that I feel the way that this woman is appearing is really going to connect with. I feel one of you is going to love, well, I'm sure you all love it, these are beautiful cards, but like that really, I feel that's going to speak to someone. And also, so it says, the soul is boundless in how it unites with love, cosmic encounters, connections of a higher calling, maybe starting, alright, it just says what I read there. I was just, but maybe you needed to hear that twice. I feel this might speak to people that, like, those of you that haven't known your person in the physical for like years and years and years or anything. This might speak more to people that you've met. You could have just met once, or like a couple of times years apart or something, but like you just feel like you've known this person a lifetime. Equally, this could be that you've known this person in this life ages as well, and it feels like that, and you're just, you can recall that it feels like you've known each other ages, but we'll see what it says. The wonder and magnificence of soul connections helps shape us and refine us, supporting our growth and expanding our development. By drawing this oracle of soul love, there might be a soul connection apparent in your life, whether it be a cosmic encounter with a twin flame, kindred spirit, or soulmate. Soul love is the ultimate embodiment of yin and yang. Interesting why that's here too. That calls forth the reunion of the soul's energetic mirror. Now remember, what's more important about this too is that, like, if you watch all or most of my videos, you'll have noticed that the yin-yang energy has actually come into the last few videos that I filmed, because I actually filmed the last few videos all in the one day. And that's why I can remember that, and that's, I very much carry this yin-yang energy, as in I literally instill it in people more. So although we all carry yin-yang energy, it is like that is my soul's calling to bring about this balance in people even more, and even people that aren't twin flames as well. I'm always teaching people about, how to have that balance of receiving and giving. But obviously my main, to date, for the last nearly 10, over 10 years, it's just under 10 years in public, but I was doing it, before. And it's kind of like under this name, basically. It's just, it was 9 years this year, but um, yeah, anyway, as we become more light conscious and evolve through our karmic relationships, we attract soul partners or friendships that walk beside us as we master our spiritual journeys together. So basically, I feel this is about not only being drawn to true twin flames after being through karmic situations of romantic natures. And it can be friends and family for others. Some of you might be like myself, and the karmic people have been more like not romantic ones, although you will have had that somewhere. Could have been earlier on in your journey like me. It's about meeting soul family, so some of you might be coming in contact with soul family, and then through being in contact with soul family you meet your twin flame kind of thing. Because that's what I mean, like I've met soul family, and these connections I'm talking about online, but I'm actually more thinking of things offline, like in person, when I was more kind of inclined to be, I don't know, doing things out and about in the physical world. Because I'm not really now like that. I'm more online and, well, just love being in my house really, which is why that'll be depressing to some, but like, I'm glad when it gets into the winter, because I love walking outside in the wintry weather. But also, everyone, most people say that, don't they? They love being inside when it's raining, and you're cozy inside. But I like being outside and that too, but I just kind of like that there's less people. It's just true. Whereas in the summer, it's just everybody's out and about, and I don't know, I just don't really like it. But yeah, in person, that's happened loads of times where, like, definitely any kind of quote, I don't like the word spiritual, but any kind of spiritual or shamanic groups I've been a pivotal part in some people meeting their twin flame, or realising they're a twin flame. Or realising that somebody's a twin flame and the other person that they were thinking was a karmic partner. It's happened loads of times. Again, it's because it's my calling. If you've had a string of karmic relationships that have left you wounded, this card reminds you to embrace and heal the lessons and know that all you've learned has been preparing you for the arrival of sacred love. I would actually encourage you to watch A as well, actually. Clear the energy of the past, open your heart, and invite the transcendence of soul love into your life. Again, full moons are about endings. Pisces is the sign of endings. It's also the sign of unconditional love, forgiveness, soulmates, twin flames. All this energy is about in this eclipse, very much a time of ending, like, again, but like, although it's a full moon, it's about endings, this actually has got more potential to bring about those magical, mystical, I don't know, just magical, mystical, divine moments is what I want to say. Because eclipses are magical, and then it's like the new moon and the next eclipse in Libra, because the South Node is in Libra as well, and that's about letting go of the past. That one might even have a bit more of an ending theme, which is weird because that's a new moon, but that is true. Right, soul connections can come in many forms: a special connection with an animal, a place, a vacation, or perhaps a labour of love. The soul is boundless, it's not confined in how it unites with love. And again, that's a very Pisces thing to say. Sacred unions of the soul are auspicious times, and again, so auspicious because this is an eclipse. Cannot stress that enough. I was actually reminiscing about, I had a moment where I won't go too deep into that because I'll talk about that further down, like probably in my book, but I think I have spoken about it before. But yeah, I had a very auspicious moment on an eclipse, actually exactly 10 years ago, and it involved, something about my own twin flame journey, and I knew it was like a precursor for much further down the line. So time will tell. It's when your soul dances in its fullness, attracting a reflection of its own light. That's what twin flames are really all about. And again, that's why I feel I've mentioned After and 50 Shades of Grey, because for those that have got the spiritual eyes to see, that's really what that's about. I think if you kind of look at these things and you don't really get deep, intense love, and you're kind of just, I don't know, you're in something that's nice enough. Like, that's the thing. Some people are with things that are nice enough. They're with a soulmate and it's just calm and it's nice and it's lovely. But that ain't twin flames, baby. You know what I mean? You know if you're a twin flame. You might not have a twin flame connection that is even as intense as that, but I'm one of those twin flames, basically. I am one of those twin flames where if it's ever gonna happen, me and him, it is just intense. Do you know what I mean? That's just the word. And I know other twin flames I've helped that are the same, and I also know other twin flame couples that you're twin flame, but it's not so intense that you find it hard to look each other in the eye and blah blah blah. But and again, even with the ones that are really intense, it wouldn't be that way forever. It's just if you've not spoke about it. And anyway, this is going to bring me really beautifully on to the third card. Yeah, just I love that all three romance cards came out. So anyway, I hope whatever I've said or whatever I read out the book, or the combination of it was something you needed to hear. And remember, take it with a pinch of salt. It's not going to make sense to everyone, but I'm going to go on to C. Right, if you chose C, do you want to form an alliance with me? Again, it always reminds me of that. So, again, if you haven't watched the other ones, just briefly, I would, because that's the way my channeling works with heaven. I'm just God's messenger. They all link on to one another. You're going to be able to get something from each of them, but again, that's your call. But the thing I do want to say is there's only 3 cards about love in this deck, these being the other ones, and they all came out, so pretty wow. Because again, I just picked these so off the cuff. I was half asleep and I was like, wow, people really must have needed this. So, important partnerships, agreements, or unexpected connections bring fortunate opportunities. Wonderful new connections or mutual interests are forming, and you may be receiving the assistance you need to get the ball rolling on your plans, visions, or ventures. Navigating plans in the right direction may take some creative negotiation, so keep your focus on your potential of your ideas and stay in the joy of what you're creating. And you know what I'm strongly getting with this, right? And again, this is why I'm saying watch other piles. I've just basically shared that there's been loads of instances, online and offline, where I've met somebody as part of my soul family, and not always like that they came to me as a healer, by the way. Sometimes I've met people like serendipitously, and yeah, although if they're a twin flame, I end up helping them with a twin flame journey. It's been like we'll connect, and then actually they then meet their true twin flame, So it could be something like this, that those of you that don't actually know who your twin flame is, it could be that those of you that have connected with me then actually meet who your true twin flame is, through the channel, which again I would fucking love. I'm sure it has that, I'm just trying to think. I don't, if that's happened, I don't think anyone has directly told me that. But I feel like it, but it's definitely happened in person, is what I'm saying. So it's 33 minutes. I feel it's going to happen in the future 100%, though. It just makes sense that when people are awakening to their true soul, and some people will be destined to meet through the channel. And again, that will happen on other channels too, but I just feel because it's my primary, my soul's mission is to bring souls together, I just think that's really quite funny, quite exciting. So anyway, you've got to unite your own soul first, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, but that's what I feel this is about. Those of you that might not know who your twin flame is, and you're like, oh, what, I feel confused as to why I always feel so drawn to watch Claire stuff, because I don't know who mine is. That might be what it is, that you actually might be somebody that meets who your person is online. You know what I mean? You never know. The firm handshake of alliance is an agreement of trust. It also represents who's on your side, whether it be your teammates at work, friendships, or groups that share the same common goals. Again, soul family. Because in these times of the new earth frequency coming in stronger and stronger and stronger, because I've been in this frequency such a long time, and again, that might sound like, oh, that's great. It's not really that great, because when you're trying to run a business in the old world, but I'm more attuned to the new world, and not the I don't really like saying new, in the new frequency rather. It does come up with quite a few issues, but it's why I'm very good at helping people with new earth businesses and stuff. And again, I can't really bother getting into all of that, but there is a certain way to go about things, a certain acceptance, that you've got quiet times and you've got busier times. It's not really like the go, 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 go. Anyway, so If you're in a situation where you need support or advice, then this card brings favourable connections with the right people. And that's what, I think that's why they're getting me to say that. Because again, remember, it's just God speaking through me. It's like the alliances and the connections you could be making here are being led to the right teachers and mentors to help you where you're at now. And this doesn't necessarily need to be two twin flames, although it really does look like it. This could be meeting like a soul family member that is going to be able to support you with some part of like the next part of your journey, which might not be the love bit yet, but I mean equally it could be somebody that's helping you with that. Alliance brings the news of important allies that might be entering your life, business or personal, who have important value to you. This may move your goals further along, and it could represent the acceptance of agreement that you've been waiting on. The promise of new partnerships or change in current partnerships bring choices and requires an even exchange of energy. So talk to those you trust for advice and make sure that you have all the information you need in the pursuit of what you want to achieve. But I really do feel with that, this is about twin flames as well, coming together like more healed, more whole, accepting your light and your dark. This is really interesting because this is answering something that I was asking them yesterday. Was I was trying to decide what the theme will be for Libra season, particularly because I'm going to film the majority of all those videos in advance. So you'll be seeing a video every day, but I'll have filmed it like in advance so that I can have, a holiday really. And again, I am actually going away at certain points, but I'm not, but again, it's just never wise to sort of say when that is. But I was getting drawn to doing something about the light and the shadow because that's really what I'm all about, helping people with. So that's definitely confirmed that to me that I'll be focusing in on that. So, and that's that. So I hope all these messages served you. And if you do want support with integrating your shadow, just now I was just trying to remember, just now I was guided to create a package where it's 3 sessions rather than, I used to always do 4, but they guided me to make it free. And so it's 3 sessions, but the first session will be 90 minutes, and then the first session will basically be 30 minutes investigative work to see what you really need support with, and then creating a plan around what the next 3 sessions will be about. But remember, the first session is within the first, you know what I mean? So it's basically 3 separate times a week, but the first time we're talking for a bit longer to work it out. And I feel the way they want me to do it is that basically, because I came up with this idea ages ago, I just hadn't implemented it. Because it makes sense that because it takes 3 weeks at least for a soul retrieval to really sort of, for you to feel that empowerment fully, it would be wise for us to meet once a month, or it could even be once, every 3 weeks. However, whatever feels good to you. Because often there is something magical that happens like literally 3 weeks to the day. It's happened with so many people. I'll put one of the reviews down actually where that did happen with someone. If I remember, I'm sure I'll remember when I'm watching this back. But equally, if it's something that you're needing a bit of an arse kicking with, like if you're somebody that's, in a nice way, if you've done like the shadow work and integration, and so this maybe feels like that'll speak to people that have done all that with me previous years, or or a mixture of me and other people and stuff, and yourself obviously, then you might need more accountability, and it might be like, it would be good for like, say, getting the 3 sessions like once a week. So I'm open to, I'm open to being flexible with that, but I'd say for the majority of people, it's probably going to be better if it's like once a month. And remember, there are packages, there's still my packages where it is one a month, like the 4 session packages, and the ones that are more, like my therapy package is I think 10 sessions, and I've also got my coaching package, which I think that's 10 or 12 sessions as well. And I tend to really only do my coaching package though after people have done a lot more work with me, because what I find is I attract other teachers and healers and mediums and stuff, and I feel really to have the confidence to really be, I don't know, working with other people and doing it successfully, you need to have the confidence and be trusting in yourself. So that's just personally what I've observed, is when somebody hasn't done the therapy and the shadow integration around it, you know, they're not going to, it's not that they're not going to be successful, but they're not going to be as successful as if they've really, it does make sense. The deeper you've looked at your own shadow and your own self, the more you're going to be able to help somebody else. So anyway, that's really who I tend to attract. And of course that goes for, like, you could have had therapy with somebody other than me, um, and then we could do coaching together. You know what I mean? But I would want to have a session with you to really see if we're a good fit, basically, because sometimes people claim they've done that, but then it's like I see where actually they've not went through the full ego death. Because if somebody is still in their ego, and again, I know it's triggering, but it's just that this is what they get me to talk about, because it's like, I said it in another one too, so it must be really prevalent right now, and I feel it is because there's so many people that some of you could be surrounded by that just normalise, you know, being really, well, basically, it's not always as strong as narcissistic, but but it will be for some, you know. So it's important that, like, that's why you've got to pull away from people that are like that, for you to find your true self, for you to realise that, like, so many people are stuck in ego, and, like I said, and very narcissistic, that you've got to sort of know the difference between being confident and staying humble with it. Like, knowing you're good at what you do, but being humble about it, that you don't have all the answers, and it's God that has the answers. And especially, that's why I say all the time, it's God speaking through me, you know, because I do see that out there a lot, where someone gets a bit too cocky, and it's really off-putting. But even at that, it's complex, because, like I've said before, people that haven't done the healing can actually view people that are confident as cocky, or, you know, and it's not that. There's a total difference. As long as you know that you're coming from integrity and you're helping people from good intentions, you've really got to take it on the chin that people aren't going to understand you, and they're going to think you're up your cell, and that. It's people that haven't done healing work. So there is a difference. But equally, like I say all the time, if you're somebody that is being guided to work with others, and particularly like the masses, because that is some people, um, you've got to get a handle on that ego, because you'll not, yeah, you know what I mean? You'll have fleeting moments of success, and then you'll fall on your arse, because God won't allow people to. That's really beautiful. As I'm looking out the window, there's like I'm seeing like a lovely synchronicity of going with the flow, shall we say. Going with the flow, and being humble. That's New Earth energies. You know, I'm not going to carry on talking so that it reaches that, but it feels very significant that I'm actually ending the channeling right before, a few minutes before 144. So yeah, I'm going to end this. Beautiful. I'm going to film today's message. So I really do hope that you got something from this. I know it's not going to make sense to everyone, particularly if you hadn't sort of connected with your twin in the physical. But, you know, take what you will from it. Again, that's part of, you know, me being humble. I'm just meant to pass on the message. I can't control who resonates with, and who it doesn't, and who it makes sense to. So, and I'm on the squeaky couch, guys. So I'm gonna go, because I'm just squeaking about here. See you later.